Hey, seventh graders, we are back. We are done with chapter 1, and now we're on to chapter 2. This is 2.1, example 1. You want to make sure you have your notes open so you can take a look at the vocab words that are super important. One of them is rational number, another one is terminating decimal, and another one is repeating decimal. Okay? So this one, we are going to be writing rational numbers as decimals. So we got to go back into our Wayback Machine and remember how to do some long division and turning mixed numbers into improper fractions. So let's start with A. And what is the first step? Negative 2 1/4 is the same as negative 9/4. Remember, to get 9/4, you multiply 4 times 2, which is 8, add the 1, and you have 9. So 9/4 is the fraction, improper fraction version of negative 2 1/4. Okay? So now you're going to divide 9 by 4. Okay, since we know it doesn't go in evenly, you're going to put a little decimal in here and make this 9.00, which is the same as 9. We just don't normally put that. Okay? Then you're going to put your decimal up here as well, right above it. When you do long division with decimals, you move your decimal straight above. Okay, so then 4 goes into 9 2 times. Multiply, you get 8. Subtract it. You have 1. Bring down your 0. 4 goes into 10 2 times. 4 times 2 is 8. Subtract it. You end up with 2. Bring down your 0. You end up with 20. 4 goes into 25 times. You end up with 2.25. 5 times 4 is 20, and you end up with 0. Down here is your remainder. So your answer is 2.25, which, if you think about money, that would be $2.25, which is also 2 1/4, right? So remember that your answer is negative, though. So negative 2 1/4 is equal to negative 2.25, okay? $2.25 is usually where you'll see something like this. Okay, so let's try this one. Write this as a decimal. This one's already as a fraction, so I don't need to change it into a fraction. And in order to divide decimals, I am going to, again, put 5 point and then add a bunch of zeros on here. And this is going to be a repeating decimal. So 11 goes into 54 times. So you put it on this side of the decimal because the decimal is right here above this decimal. Okay, so 4 times. Then you multiply, you get 44. Subtract, you get 6. Bring down your 0. Goes into 65 times. 55. Subtract, bring down your 0. Goes into 54 times. And again, it's going to repeat over and over. So once you see that it's repeating, what you do, instead of writing it a million times, because it goes on forever and ever, you put a line over the 4 and the 5, because the 4 and the 5 repeat over and over and over. So 5/11 is equal to 0.45 repeating, meaning it's 0.4545454545. Okay? Let's take a look at
Write the
their
rational
example
number
here. It
as a
says
decimal.
same thing. Write the rational number as a
4
decimal, and let's
7
see how
eighths.
they do it.
First, let's review the definition of a rational number. A rational number is a number that can be written as a over b, where a and b are integers, and b is not equal to 0. So 4 7 eighths can be written as a over b. So let's write it as an improper fraction. To do this, we multiply 4 times 8, which is 32, and add 7. So we have 39 as our numerator. And we keep the denominator of 8. So 4 7 eighths is equal to 39 eighths. So now we need to write this number as a decimal. To do this, we'll use long division. So we have our dividend, 39, and the divisor, 8. So first, how many times does 8 go into 39? That's 4, so we place a 4 in our quotient. Then multiply 8 times 4, which is 32. Subtract 32 from 39, and we have 7. So now there are no more digits to bring down, so what we need to do is place the decimal point in our dividend, which also needs to go into the quotient directly above it. Then place a 0 in the dividend. Now we can bring down the 0 and find how many times 8 goes into 70. 8 goes into 70 8 times, so place an 8 in the quotient. Then multiply 8 times 8, which is 64. 70 minus 64 is 6. Again, we need to place another 0 in our dividend and bring it down to create 60. 8 goes into 60 7 times. So 8 times 7 is 56. Then subtract 56 from 60, and we have 4. Again, place a 0 in our dividend and bring it down to give us 40. 8 goes into 40 5 times. So 5 times 8 is 40. And 40 minus 40 is 0. So 4 and 7/8 is equal to 4 and 875 thousandths. Let's try another example. -3 and 4/9. Again, our first step will be to write this as an improper fraction. So we have 3 times 9, which is 27, plus 4 is 31. And then we keep the denominator of 9. Also, since it's negative, we have our negative. So -3 and 4/9 is equal to -31/9. Now we need to write this as a decimal. Again, we'll use long division. So we have our dividend of 31 divided by the divisor 9. We're not going to worry about the negative sign until the end. So 9 goes into 31 3 times. 3 times 9 is 27. We subtract 27 from 31. We have 4. So now we need to place a decimal in our dividend, which also goes into the quotient directly above it. Then we place a 0 in the dividend and bring it down. So 9 goes into 40 4 times. And 9 times 4 is 36. 40 minus 36 is 4. So again, place a 0 in the dividend, and we have 40. 9 goes into 40 4 times. So 4 times 9 is 36. And when we subtract, we get 4 again. So notice we keep getting 4s after we subtract. And this pattern will continue. So we can say that this is a repeating decimal. So to write that, we have 3.4 repeating, so we place a bar over the 4. So -3 and 4/9 is equal to -3.4 with the 4 repeating.
All right, there you have it. Make sure you have all that written down so that you can use it. And let's try a few. I'm going to have you do these on your own. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to have you pause your video, then come back and check the answers. And if you're not sure how some of them were there, then make sure you ask the question in the Google Meet. So ready, 1, 2, 3, pause. Okay, now that you're back, hopefully you did all 4 of those. Here are your answers. All right, don't forget your negative signs. These ones are negative. This one is positive. So it looks like that one was repeating 185. This one's repeating 27 hundredths. So again, bring your questions